Following show is not intended for children under the age of 17. There will be foul language and adult content. Viewer discretion is advised.
When I'm in my zone, I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm unknown to the world that's full of clones. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm lonely, my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what it do. With the limited sources you have, your dream is still a fine motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Yeah. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long and burned us out. I'll wait. When you see me in my zone.
Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your favorite day of the week. Most of y'all call it hump day. Some of us call it Wednesday. Some people call it pre-Friday because they don't actually work on Fridays. We just call it Gentlemen's Talk Wednesday from around here. So, as per usual, I am one of the Infinity Gauntlet Stones today. I am the one that they call Mr. GQ, and I am now a National Society of Leadership and Success member. We'll talk about that as we get deep a little dive into the show today.
Y'all already know what it is. I'm your boy DJ Micah B, resident DJ of From the Sidelines, resident DJ at LXG. The second part of your co-host, as y'all already know, and here we go.
What's going down? It's Mr. Gent coming at y'all again for another week. And baby, don't you cough my way. Or whatever Fetty Wap said.
Okay. I guess I'm Malcolm Alexander, and they didn't tell me nothing about these little taglines they got, so I ain't got shit underneath my name. I wish they had told me when I was putting shit there, but I don't know. Cheers.
But cheers. Hey, that's enough right there.
It's okay. It makes it more fun that way. So we do our little taglines because it just adds to a little I guess adds a little humor to the show. And we because last week I believe DJ Micah B wanted to go back to the Caribbean. I said it was too damn cold. Because it's literally the end of February and we still over here freezing like it's this is where Texas don't make no damn sense. Because the weather we have in February is what we should have in motherfucking December. So we can have an actual Christmas, but instead we get 80 degrees on Christmas, and then we get freezes in February.
Freezes, yeah. It go from shorts to freeze, and then back to shorts again.
We going to a damn Super Bowl party with a sweater on. The hell?
I just I think something that gets lost in the shuffle is that winter doesn't start until December 21st.
I'll buy that for $1, I guess.
January everywhere is the coldest month.
But at the same time, groundhog need to be seen as shadow or whatever they need to be doing.
Man, it's Texas, man. We're in
Nobody even damn about the groundhog.
Shit, when it's cold for 6 more weeks.
The only relevance the Groundhog Day has is it's my daddy's birthday.
Fair point.
And he bald, so it don't matter.
And it's a pretty good
I don't remember what happened for Groundhog Day last year. I just remember it did not get hot until April and May last year. It was cold all the way through April. So whatever weather we getting right now, I am very grateful because as y'all know, I hate the cold.
Big facts. I can't stand cold.
So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, our panel looks a little different today because that means that we are in the lounge. And when we're in the lounge today, it means that we like to peel back the curtain. We like to make everybody comfortable, and we like to let you see the people that you would normally see in their art, in their performance, and doing what it is they do. But we actually get to peel back the curtain and hear their story. So as you can see down there, we have got Malcolm the poet, Brother Malcom. DJ Micah B been talking about this for about 3 weeks, I want to say. So we've been kind of gearing up, getting ready for it. We love doing these interviews. So at this point of the show, I'm going to slide this thing over to DJ Micah B, and hey, man, take off.
Yeah, man. I don't remember where I met Malcolm at. To tell you the truth, I was probably drinking one night with Shoebox.
Mm-hmm.
I just know one day this man just popped up and he knew me, and I was like, I know this man. I see him by face. I know him, but the connection goes back even deeper than I thought because he knew my cousins and my family while he was in high school before I even knew him. And then he found out those were my cousins, and it was just like, hey, we hit it off ever since. But
yeah, I remember seeing you when you was well, to me, you seemed like a kid at the time because I'm a little bit older than you. You know what I'm saying? So I remember
yeah,
seeing like you was like one of the little niggas at one point in time.
that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
So I want to start off. Tell us about yourself. I know you went to school here in Baytown. I don't know if you were born and raised here in Baytown or something, but just give us a background.
Well, I'm actually not a Texan. Technically, I was born in California. Get to Texas until I was 12 years old, but my family moved a lot. I'm like a military brat times 2-ish, 3-ish, whatever. It's a long story, but we moved a lot. So, but Texas is where I've known people for the longest amount of time. You know what I'm saying? My longest bonds other than family is here. All my friends. I went to Ross at Sterling. I'm Baytown Junior. I was devastated because I went to Baytown Junior and then I ended up going to Sterling. So everybody I knew from Baytown Junior went to Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm definitely Baytonian at heart.
It's good to see we got another Gosling on the panel because I went to Baytown Junior my damn self, but I did go to Lee. I did not go to Ross at Sterling. I was at Sterling High School today, but that was for other work related activities.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Well,
so I'm from here. I count myself a Texan.
So you weren't born here, but you were raised Texan.
Yeah, big facts.
I feel that.
I feel that. So for the people out there, y'all see, well, I put the headline underneath because you didn't add a headline because you weren't told to, and I respect that. But
yeah, I seen it when it popped in. I was gonna say something like appreciate the, you know what I'm saying? Like now I feel like a part of the team.
So you played football in high school, I know, because I've seen the pictures of you and Box play football in high school. Did you play any other sports, or you just did football?
No, I was football, and I ran the 400. That was my track event. But they tried me at some long jumps and some high jumps and stuff like that, but I wasn't good enough to squawk about. But I held my own at the 400. So just football and track, that's it. And I really only ran track at first because the football coach was like, well, if you want to play football, you got to run track. So I ran track.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
That's the most Baytown coach answer I've ever heard in my life.
Ever heard.
But I mean, when you think about it, like logically, that's smart of any team of coaches. We all coaching for the same team, right? Well, for the same school. Like I should obligate my players, one, to run track because it's going to help the teams out and my fellow coworker out, but two, is going to actually help the player out. I remember I gained like 100 pounds in squat just running track that year. You know what I mean? I didn't touch no lower body workout, but then turned around and squatted 100 pounds more after track season was over with all the running. So like it helped out.
Them body weight workouts be on point, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Ain't nothing in this world like a track athlete, man. We just built different.
Yeah. For real, bro.
So going through after going through high school and things like that, I don't know what transpired in between.
Mm-hmm.
That got you on the way to poetry, but what inspired you to move into poetry?
Well, actually, I was always writing. Like I had been writing. Ask any girl that I liked in high school. There's a bunch of them that's our age now that probably got a poem for me at some point in high school. You know what I'm saying? But it was like the best kept secret then. Like, but I always was writing ever since I moved to Texas. It's something I did just to express myself. I think only people that really knew that about me would be like Box or JJ or somebody like that. Somebody was like inside my little inner circle. And really, it's not a circle. It's more like a period or a colon. Yeah, because I got an inner circle and then I got a separate inner circle. So it's more like a colon than anything. But
my boy here spitting bars in the interview.
You know what I'm saying? But I've always wrote. It's a particular poem that took me from being a page poet to being a spoken word poet. I had been a page poet, but I wrote a particular poem, and really it was Box that was like, "Nigga, you need to get on stage. You need to go. People need to hear this." That he the one that really pushed me to be like, "Hey, go get on stage with it now." I've been heard your poetry for years now, but this one need to go get on stage. So once I wrote that poem, and then I got the feedback from that poem. That's when it actually became something like, hey. And then it was a huge ego stroke at the same time. Like, oh shit, like I feel good about it, and other people was complimenting me on it. So, and that didn't happen till I was 24. I was just tripping the other day because I was like, damn, I've been doing poetry a long time now, like 16, 17 years. Like actually going and getting on stage and performing.
Okay, so I'm gonna follow that up with a slightly different question because I like to go into what we call second and third level thinking. So when I went through when I was so myself first when I was in high school, similar to yourself, a best kept secret of myself is I also wrote poetry. I never transitioned to the spoken word game, but just like you did, dated a bunch of girls, you write them poems and notebooks, you do all the things. So in your transition from a page poet to a spoken word poet, what would you say was your biggest challenge? Because we can write on paper all day. We can put the emotions on paper, but to capture those emotions on paper and to put them into actual vocal words and express it to the people, like how difficult of a transition and a challenge was that?
That's a good question.
Okay, so initially, the poem that made me get on stage was accidentally a spoken word piece. Okay, the first poem, the first two poems I wrote, well, really the first poem for real, I wrote that was really a page, a performance piece. It was only a performance piece because I was so passionate about what I was talking about. You see what I'm saying? I couldn't help but say it a certain way because it mattered so much.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it was accidentally a performance piece. Now, as I progressed in my career, as after I got the ego stroke off of it, because really it was the ego stroke off of performing this piece, and other people in the validation for my feelings that I received from other people that made me desire to want to do it more. What else do I have to write about? And then it became more of an intentional thing of writing between a difference. That's when I realized the difference between writing from my heart and writing to perform. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And some pieces are performance pieces automatically when they're passionate. You know what I mean? If it's passionate, as long as you deliver it how you really feel it, if you're passionate about it, it's going to connect with somebody because it's authentic
Yeah.
and it's real. You know what I'm saying? I find it as now that I'm more experienced, I can spot a piece that somebody wrote intentionally to perform for a crowd as opposed to one that somebody wrote and it was something they emotionally connected with.
Okay. I like that. I don't know if anybody's ever asked you this question before, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So what would you say is your spoken word identity?
That's a good way to phrase that question. I think if I'm going to answer that question, I'd have to paint a situation to give you who I am in poetry.
Okay.
Because I really, somebody asked me, do I think the poem is good? And I don't really judge my poems as good or bad. I judge them as complete or incomplete. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like the poem is complete, it's left up to whoever the audience is to judge it as good or bad. So my identity in poetry, what I've come to find in watching the crowd and the people who I interact with, I connect most with the people who look like me, match my gender, and don't want to be there. So the females that bring their home, they nigga, and he the one that paid for the tickets because she really want to go to a poetry show, and they finally coming out, and he's there sitting there like, bro, I'm tired of these poets. I'm the poet that he come and talk to after the show, like, bro, you was and dap me up. That's my crowd. You know what I'm saying? I always connect most with the people who don't really know they like poetry yet.
I like that.
So you find the hidden gems in the crowd.
Well, it's kind of like some poets are simpler and just raw expression. not really rhyme scheme, not really any type of thing. It's just a raw expression, right? And then some poets are like, they really and shallow with topic. You know what I'm saying? They really surfacey. They don't really dig too deep in whatever they're talking about or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
No metaphors, none. Like, it's kind of like, this is what I'm talking about, and this is what the poem's about, and this is how it was put together, and this is my art that I have to display. And some people are like way on the other end, like, bro, your bars and metaphors was inside a bar that was in a metaphor that was behind bars that was under metaphors. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you deep. And I'm not over here, but I'm definitely not over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here at that balance of okay, that's the metaphor, and here's the realism, and I can relate to both of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nice, healthy entry point for somebody to come into poetry and then say, okay, where do I fit in the spectrum? Do I really like this? Do I really like this? Do I like more sexual content? Do I like more deeper thinking content? Like, I'm a good entry point to other places. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here in a nice, safe spot.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of accidentally too.
It's funny. Like the whole time you was describing that, it made me think about the movie Hitch with Will Smith when he was talking to Albert Brenneman and told him to stay in his. You got to stay here, so you stay home. That's exactly what you said. It's like I'm not here. I'm not outlandish. I'm not here, but I'm not too tame. I'm literally just like I'm here. I'm me.
I'm just right here.
I'm unapologetically in my own zone, and leave me be.
Yeah. Now, what I will say is, like, I'm trying to grow in a couple areas as far as my poetry is I want to be able to be more intentionally vulnerable.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get caught up so much in resonating with the crowd, or worried about my delivery, or worried about my rhyme scheme that I lose the actual message. Because what you say and how you say it, the how matters more. I'm a firm believer that. I keep saying that shit over and over again. But what you say and how you say it, the how matters more. And sometimes I change my how for the rhyme scheme, or I'll change my how for the crowd appeal, or whatever the case may be. When really the how matters more. And so I want to stop so much focusing on certain aspects of poetry where I can lose my true meaning and message. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, that's the way you frame that was perfect. It just kind of led me into Lord have mercy. That's my child on her Coco Melon toy.
Daddy duty's calls.
Like a toddler's Power Wheel, basically. But I guess so. Before I pass it off to the fellas, like I guess my last question, because you said it, so I'm glad you said it. It makes my follow-up questions kind of easy. You said you were working on expanding your game, if you will. So what would you say of all? Because we know in the world of poetry and literature in general, there is a million categories. What's a category for you that you want to get into that for you it feels like a legitimate challenge? Like you feel like I've really got to
punchline heavy. In. I'm not punchline heavy.
Okay.
My metaphors take building, so I don't have that battle rap punchline game. I don't have it where you can say say 6 words and then boom, say 1 word and boom, everybody gets the whole punchline because you added 1 word at the end of it. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't got that battle rap type.
That ability to sway the crowd.
Boom. My metaphors take time. I have metaphors that paint pictures about street lights and then tie that shit to how you're feeling and then back around and then it's like, oh, I get it. I don't have that boom, 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 boom. And I want to add that to my thing. Or something that I'm adding right now is there's a particular poet. His name is Zach Blunt. If you don't know who Zach Blunt is, go look him up. He's one of my favorite poets in Houston. He's one of the best poets in the nation. He has the accolades to back up the second statement. One of the best poets in the nation.
Cold with it.
But he do this dramatic pause. Like he's mastered the art in his delivery of pausing just enough to kind of drag you into what he's going to say next. You know what I'm saying? So I've been working on adding that dramatic pause to some of my poetry, slowing down on some of my delivery, going back to some of my old deliveries and figuring out where I can add that pause into those deliveries so that way I can kind of diversify not just my writing, but my delivery as well, picking up pieces from people I admire.
Yeah.
No, I actually saw Zach Blunt live. Tonight's conversation invited him to one of their shows. That's where I saw him at. I'm like, I started following him immediately. I just saw him last year. But my question to you is, where, like, do you still perform? And if so, where do you go? Where can people go see you at? Where can they see you? You know, speak this word.
So, I had my own production for a while, me and my wife, but we split. And so I've been on this kind of hiatus from the poetry scene up until here recently. I actually have 2 events coming up, one March 29th and one April 6th. I'm selling tickets. You can just get at me on Instagram or Facebook, and I can arrange you for tickets and get you on whatever list is necessary. They'll both be in Houston. One is off of 59 in Gessner, and the other would be off of Virginia Street. Still Southwest side.
Yeah, I was like, you said Virginia. I was like, hold on, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a 5 Central, I think it's called. You know, 5 Central got like several venues all in that same little courtyard right there. So yeah, it'll be in one of those little spots over there on the 6th. And then this artist access. I did a podcast last week. Yeah, last week I did a podcast with Siraj Rich Guy. Shout out to Artist Access. And I'll be on their show on the 29th.
Okay. And then what's the IG handle?
For me, is at the Malcolm Alexander. Yeah, that's my IG. The Malcolm Alexander.
Like THE?
Yeah, THE.
Heavy on the
a little rebranding going on. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was Brother Malcom, but I dropped the brother, and I'm gave him a last name. So a new persona, new poetry.
Got you. I'm just putting that in the chat for everybody to check out. So make sure y'all check out the chat, man. Make sure y'all follow at the Malcolm Alexander on IG. He just talked about it. He got 2 upcoming shows. Get him. We can get you some tickets, man. Y'all get out there. Y'all go check him out.
All right. My next question will be, where did you find your voice? Like, as in starting at a young age and to where you are now. Where did you at what point you like, this is it right here?
I know exactly when that was, right? Because I wrote the first 2 poems. I wrote Let Me See My Son, and I wrote I Just Look Like This, right? And I wrote I Just Look Like This because of Box too, because he was always talking about, I just look like this. He was being all smart assy with it because you know who he is, you know what I'm saying? But I thought this shit was dope how he was saying it. So I sat down and tried to write the poem. I couldn't write the poem because I didn't use the phrase in my regular speech. So I had to start actually using the phrase like, nah, nigga, I just look like this. You know what I'm saying? Once I added that to my actual speech, it was easy for me to write the poem, right? So the rate of speech, people tell me all the time, like when I'm talking regular, it sounds like I'm doing a poem. That's because the way I talk was created on purpose because I wanted the ability to write the poems easy. So I changed how I talked initially on purpose. When I first got here, I had a different way of talking. I was from California, raised in Illinois. Everybody told me I talk white. Then I picked up all this country ass accents and all this type of shit from being exposed to y'all niggas down here. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have a voice that was my own. You know what I'm saying? But the poetry time came and I started liking, like I said, that gratification. That boost of confidence, that little stroke to the ego. And I was like, I got to keep doing this. So I changed the way I talk so that I could sound like I wanted to write and make it easy. It's crazy, but it's the honest truth. When I went to Job Corps. I left and went to Job Corps. You know, anybody who's went to Job Corps knows that once you get there, you get to be whoever the fuck you want to be. It could be the truth, it could be the lie. They don't know no different. So I chose a particular image. I chose this image of a successful poet that didn't exist at the time when I went to Job Corps and came home with me.
Okay. All right. Who will be a poet to watch at this point junction that you feel like doesn't have that too much hype right now that you like, besides yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, I mean, if you feel like it's you better say I'm
Yeah,
him.
you can say it. Yeah.
No, don't doubt it. Most definitely, what I have coming is going to be worth a watch, right? But I feel like somebody who I like watching, who I already said Zach, he's one of my favorites right now. But I'm extremely impressed with Red Lion. His name is Red Lion. That's his poetry name. I wish I could tell you Red Lion real name, but you're gonna find him on any. If you put Red Lion poetry in, he gonna come up. He's a heavy set dude with glasses. But he got poetry that he got that punchline heavy I was talking about. But what's dope about him is that while he's being punchline heavy, he's also building them long metaphors that I do. You know what I'm saying? He's doing it both simultaneously. I guarantee the first poem you listen to him spit, if you want to understand it, if you're a fan of lyrics like I am, you're gonna pause it and come back. You're gonna pause it and rewind it several times before you get to the end of any poem you ever spit. So I would say, like, if you really like are appreciative of like lyrical individuals, like who have a sincere message, not just lyrical for the sake of being creative, but like is really talk about something. Red Lion is the way to go. He's probably my favorite poet other than myself right now.
Okay.
All right, we love that. So we're gonna take a brief pause for a moment because Outlaw just popped his happy ass up in this panel, and he been out the game for a little bit, taking care of himself. And as you know, here on Gentlemen's Talk, we 100% we advocate for everything that revolves around men's mental health, men's well-being, men being vulnerable, all these things. So every now and again, one of us ends up taking a little bit of a step away, a time away, a pause, a monetary pause in life to kind of just refocus, recenter, make sure that we still, come back, being who we are. So welcome back, Outlaw.
Glad to be back.
I'm sorry, I don't have the clapping hands ready for you. My bad.
I'm sorry, it just popped up. Like I guess I should have announced myself. I don't know.
No.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
If you go back and see, Malcolm Hill was talking and you popped up, and I don't remember if I put you on screen or GQ put you on screen. I was like, oh
yeah, I put him on screen. You did that. I was like,
definitely a good feeling to see you back up here, my brother. What's going on?
Man, I just, like my brother was saying, sometimes a man gotta take a step back to reorient himself. Sometimes you get off track and don't even realize that you way the fuck away from where you want to be in life, and you off, in the streets, in the woods, in the boonies, whatever. Sometimes you just gotta take a step back, put all the social media away, leave the females alone. My daughter's here. I can't say the word I want to say.
Hey, bro, I was just saying something about that. Like, somebody asked me a similar question, and my analogy was like, when somebody get into a car accident or like some type of major trauma or some type of injury to their body or something like that happen, they'll put them in a medically induced coma.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that way they can heal in a way that they wouldn't be capable of if they were conscious. So sometimes you gotta go into that comatose state and cut off some things and go to base existence to allow yourself to heal.
No, I love that, bro. Because really, honestly, you really don't think about how many distractions you have in life until you just start cutting shit out. Like it's a long story. I'm not gonna go get on the whole TED talk here, but I'm just gonna say this. Sometimes you gotta really think about what you're doing in life, and think about the things that aren't adding value to your life. Because a lot of times we got sins and vices and distractions that just they holding us back from being better, and you don't realize that shit.
That's
100%.
Yeah.
There's no better way to say that. And then sometimes we have to look at difficult times in life twofold. A lot of times when things are getting really difficult is because you're that much closer to actually making it.
Facts.
And sometimes it's the opposite. Because I'm gonna use Brother Malcolm's analogy from earlier. It's a spectrum, you know what I'm saying? So that's one part of the spectrum. So now let's go to the other side. Sometimes we go through a lot of shit gets hard because we doing too much. And we as men like to be like my favorite character from Greek mythology. We all try to be Atlas and carry the fucking world on our shoulders, knowing good and hell well. Sometimes you just got to take a knee, man.
Yeah. Sometimes you actually Sisyphus, you pushing the fucking boulder up a mountain, don't realize it.
Yeah.
And then you fuck around like Crash Bandicoot because damn boulder chasing you.
I don't know who believes like I believe, right? But I be asking myself this question, like, am I Job or am I Jonah?
Okay.
Right?
That's a deep word there.
Because Job, he went through these trials and stuff, but the tests he went through, he just kind of went through them because it was what was purpose for him. It's kind of the situation he was in. He didn't do nothing himself to cause these tests.
Yeah.
Right. Jonah, on the other hand, everything he went through was his own fault.
That's true.
If he had just went to where he was supposed to go, he wouldn't have experienced none of what he went through. So, like, I understand this is a test and there's going to be something greater on the other side, but sometimes I wonder, is this just because I'm being tested to make me stronger, or did I do something to cause this on myself?
Sometimes it be your own worst enemy. Sometimes you just be fucking off. Like, I'm just gonna be plain and simple. Like,
that's the way to put it.
A lot of the trials and tribulations I've gone through, I put myself there. It wasn't God. I was just a hard-headed ass nigga who wasn't doing right.
Facts.
It'd be like that.
Right. I'm just telling y'all, in a month, we gonna have a poem about Job versus Jonah. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Oh no, 100%.
He just got all the inspiration he needed just now.
Yeah. So and I know now, like I said, we're doing the interview today. We're talking to you, learning about your story and stuff. But and I don't know how much you've watched the show or heard about the show prior to coming on today or in general like that. But we very much like to do a lot of shows. We like to advocate about mostly men's mental health and fatherhood, because we have a lot of fathers on this panel. We have a lot of men who've gone through some serious trials and tribulations. I went in depth on my own situation where I, even to this day now, I've been in therapy a little over 2 years now, because I put myself in such a dark abyss of a situation that I didn't really know how I was supposed to get out.
Yeah.
And you didn't realize you were heading there.
Yeah, well, and I was a direct combination of the two things that you referred to. Part of it was life choices, and another part was self-inflicted shit, and it just combined. And then I ended up in a really bad place. And then when I started doing the whole backtracking thing, and I was like, damn, this shit, and it went back way further than I anticipated when I really started talking about it. And I was like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah.
And then when I should have gotten out, I didn't. And then some other shit just kind of stacked on. It was just really, it was bad.
But that's like, but that mean, like, how many of us got that same goddamn exact story?
Man,
the ones of us that actually talk about it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what, man.
How many of us really had that story? You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know what like anybody else's relationship with their daddy is, but I ain't getting no heads up.
Yeah,
I'm on my son's ass right now because of the heads up I ain't get. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely like, hey nigga, look, heads up. Heads up. You know, because some of it we just have to be honest with ourselves and say, shit, this was our fault.
It be like that, bro.
You didn't know no better. It's not because of neglect. It's not because of like mismanaging. Well, maybe mismanaging, but anything malicious or intent. But it do still be your fault.
Yeah. It's funny we talk about accountability. We don't have an issue in this particular gender in terms of accountability. We good around here.
You know what?
I borrowed a page out of my brother's book. This Outlaw is the king of unhinged. As you've kind of been learning, he can be very unhinged at times, which is he is the literal V8 engine of the show, because he can literally just turn up and be a scat pack on us one time for the one time, and it'd be wild.
I be enjoying Outlaw because he just give me the unadulterated.
I didn't even know you knew who I was.
Yeah, I watched the show.
Right, he watches. He knows who all of us are.
So the same way that you kind of like accidentally became a spoken word. He accidentally is naturally unhinged.
Mhm.
I feel like there's a lot of things. I'm a very reserved person, but I feel like there are just some things that just grind my gears, and I got to get it off my chest. And I don't even try to be an asshole about it. It just be marinating and simmering, and it just it come out some kind of way.
I'm telling you, you sound a lot like Malcolm. Because Malcolm, I mean, he's reserved until he's around a certain group of people. Like, obviously, when you come around LXG, you like, this my boys, this and that. Malcolm the same way. Hey, he done came to my house many a times, and he just be kind of just grooving, girl. He over here, and we like, hey, you want a drink? Yep. Man, you know what? And he just started going on.
It be around certain groups. Like I said, my periods are small. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like it's a bunch of people watching me right now. Well, I'm saying a bunch of people. I don't know how many people watching this podcast, but if there's anybody that's watching me that don't really know me, they ain't never really seen me talk or interact like this. It's not how I really move in public, like talk about. You know what I'm saying? I say this on other podcasts, but perception is a reality. I like the way that people treat me. I like the people look at me and don't know. You know what I'm saying? I seem mysterious, or I might seem standoffish. To some of the bitches, they be like, "Oh, he's scary. He's scared of the pussy." But I move this way on purpose, so I don't have to deal with some of the extra drama and some of the extra issues and people knowing my business and all the other type of stuff. I'm real G's moving silence like lasagna, right? So I be moving in silence.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say something, Malcolm. You said, sometimes the ladies think that you're afraid of the pee. My daughter back here, I'll call it the splash pad. I feel like most men at our age understand that the splash pad will be the bane of your damn existence. It'll cause all your fucking woes and trials and tribulations. It ain't about being scared of it. It's just we know that the splash pad also comes with some consequences when you get in the split splash.
It's like a Pandora's box. It's like it's a splash pad, right? And it was designed for what it was designed for.
To trap niggas and mess their minds up.
You know what I'm saying? But now I just have to decide which splash pad I want to go play at.
I'm good now.
The problem is that niggas see a splash pad and immediately think they supposed to play at that splash pad. And I don't play at every splash pad. Once I find me a splash pad to play at, I'll probably you go find me at that splash pad. That's just at that splash pad. That's just me. I'm not
and some splash pads, ain't as clean as others, brother. Some of them got, salmonella and diseases.
Some of them is community splash pads.
If I like the splash pad at Roseland, why the hell I'm at the splash pad over there by Castle Fun Center? Why am I over there if I like the Roseland Park splash pad? You see what I'm saying?
I feel like Solo trying not to break character in that YouTube short. Oh my God. Okay.
Listen, he called it Niagara Falls. My brother, you okay?
I'm gonna say
it's a lot of water in Niagara Falls now.
No, I'm gonna say something that might be a little uncouth. From my personal experience, the splashier the pad, the more issues you got. That's just kind of what I've noticed. Like the most split splash you got,
that's not the pad's problem though.
It might just be the splash pads I've been at, but the split splashiest ones be the ones that give you the most fucking hell.
I will not comment on that. Oh wow!
Oh God!
Woo!
Yeah. See, that wasn't a splash pad. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
You was out there in the creek.
Yeah.
Splashing around.
You thought it was a splash pad. You stuck your foot in there and your whole damn leg got engulfed in that motherfucker.
What was that movie, Jay? Cabin Fever. Them niggas was in that water and got that.
Oh, stop it!
Look, you can't dip your toe in all the water now.
Look, everybody that got a woman on here is real quiet. I just want to point that
out. You can tell the ones who's single.
Outlaw, it's just me and you out here, fam.
Man, it's the safest place to be, man. It's single by yourself, bro. Them niggas up there be looking stressed sometimes.
Listen, I say what I say when I need to say it.
You can't say what you want to say because I seen the kid run past you, fam.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. Normal. I was the leader of Baby Mama Steelers for about 2 years on this damn show, and then he eventually went away.
And then you ended up stealing a non-baby mama.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The polar opposite of what you was trying to do.
No, I'm happy for Michael, brother, because when the time comes, he gets to have his kid. It's gonna be his first and her first. Don't be like me to hop on another nigga save file game.
You know what? Y'all know. Y'all ever heard? I know y'all heard "Good Morning" by Kanye. That's enough, Mr. Outlaw. Please, no more today. I know you've been away from a while.
He said you gotta catch up.
He
said you gotta catch up.
We do
every 2
weeks. I know this is gonna be a wild switch up because of how Outlaw's going crazy. But I'm gonna bring it back in and reel it back into the interview because speaking of say files and kids, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Oh man, that was too funny.
Everybody here on the panel, besides myself, is a father. I've seen you be a father for your kid for years. You've always been a present father. You've always been a good father, and I don't know. I've never seen you stray away from your kid. You keep your kid next to you. I mean, talk about what your kid means to you, man. Because I mean, from the outside looking in, you're a fantastic father and feel like your kid is getting the best experience that a father can give because you're very present and you're very encouraging.
Thank you. I be telling people I parent differently than other parents. I say that loosely because I don't really know how everybody else is parenting their kid. You know what I'm saying? But as for me in my house, I'm very, very, very open. Very, very, very open with my son. You know what I'm saying? And I know from early I've told him like, hey, don't be me. Don't be me. You be better than me. Everything I tell you I've ever done, I expect you to top that shit with ease. I expect you to like tiptoe past that shit like it wasn't shit. That's my expectation. You that's what I want for my son. And I always, since he was little, like, and Michael, you can attest to this, like I put him in my pocket, he go where I go.
Yep.
And I answer every question he got about you. You know what I'm saying? And the older he get, the more I take him intentionally into situations knowing it's going to spark questions. Because goddamn, I'll be damned if I ain't the one to answer this question first. You know what I'm saying? I don't need your little homeboy answering this question for you first. I don't need you finding this out from some little girl first. I want you to ask me this before you ask your mama. So yeah, we finna go over here and we finna stand around the niggas that's standing around over here so that you can see and be exposed. That's exactly what we finna do. We finna watch these movies. I'm finna sit down here and pause this motherfucking movie in the middle of it and say, hey, so what you think about that? Knowing that this might be a little advanced for you, but I know this is what the kids your age is talking about. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to create the opportunities to where he can be exposed so that I can be the hands-on person. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling my son for years, hey, look, whenever you ready to smoke weed, just let me know. You come let me know, goddamn. So I'd be damned if you go get weed from somebody else. And you go somewhere else and do it. Everybody on this panel done smoked weed before, guarantee it.
I mean, I was Chief Keef, before Chief Keef was Chief Keef.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody done had their day. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us did it blind, cuz we did it blind. You know what I'm saying? We was out here raw with no type direction, no type understanding, nobody other than some other nigga our age telling us what they had learned from another nigga our age. You know,
I mean, you're right, Brother Malcolm. A lot of us was just fatherless niggas out there with other fatherless niggas.
That's what I'm saying.
Just doing straight fatherless behavior.
My father figure was 3 years older than me. 3 years older than me. So nah, I'm finna. If nothing else, my son know one thing. I don't lie to him. I don't lie to him about nothing.
So, Brother Malcolm, it sounds like you've created a safe space for your son.
Say again?
It sounds like you've created a safe space for your son, which is something, niggas our age didn't have. Our fathers, we didn't have these kind of conversations with our dads.
No. If you had one.
That part.
If you had one. But they was from a whole nother generation. You know what I'm saying? But see, we fight against something that the generation before us didn't fight against. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, our parents fought against it. We just didn't realize it. Right? And that's information. the access to information. Our parents didn't have to worry about their kids doing certain shit because there was no way they would have ever known that this shit even existed.
Correct.
They didn't even factor it in as a possibility in their realm of understanding. You know what I'm saying? But our kids come from a generation where FaceTime, where this is possible, this is normal.
Yeah.
When we was born, this was not normal. This wasn't even possible, cuz.
No.
I'm a little bit older than y'all, so maybe in what year y'all was born, but I remember imagining
when we were kids.
it would be possible to talk to somebody and see their face, live action. And this is normal for our children.
GQ was 89. I'm 90. Josh, you're 90, right?
91.
91, and then you got this little young ass right here who's year I don't know, but he about a good.
I'm from the dial-up age.
I remember the AOL disc coming in the mail.
Yeah, but the AOL disc was it, man. Hey.
Yeah, I remember the.
Yep. And you remember nobody be on that motherfucking phone either.
Hey, not all at all.
Cell phone, what?
Nah, you had to wait and it had to wait till after 9 o'clock so my minutes be free.
Man, I remember when no cell phones, cuz I remember when kids my age started getting cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I felt left out because I was the poor nigga that ain't have a cell phone.
Me too.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, my mom had a beeper.
Facts.
And I thought that shit was in. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on when I was a kid. I was like, this little shit just beeping on your pocket, and then you get some numbers, and you pick up the other phone and call. So I'm like, what?
Bro, you know how many people I called and hung up after saying my name because I had to use the 1-800 call AT&T because it was a payphone?
Bro, do y'all remember Damon Wayans commercial for 1-800 COLLE after you did Major
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You know, I remember having after collect or what was the other one? It was 1-800 collect and what was the other one?
Collect, called AT&T,
100, right?
Yeah, something or other.
You remember when I got to junior high, through your phone provider, they would provide you a number you could call long distance, and they would add it on your bill. So you'd call that number, and they'd be like, "Please enter the number you wish to call right now."
When I first moved to Baytown, it was long distance calls to call into Houston.
Yep.
Matter of fact, when I first moved to Baytown, you only had to dial 7 numbers to make a phone call unless it was long distance.
People really don't remember that them days.
I'm gonna say some crazy.
I don't know nothing about that, man. Come on.
I'm gonna take y'all for a loop.
That actually do understand.
So I moved to Baytown briefly, like my 9th and 10th grade year of high school, but I had a Cricket plan, and Cricket didn't service Baytown, so I couldn't use my fucking phone until I got to fucking Houston.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
Cricket. That whole just for show most of the time.
Infant days of Boost Mobile. Look, we still had Singular. Sprint was around.
Don't you know I have it?
The original Nokia chirp.
What you mean?
Or Nextel chirp. I'm sorry.
Verizon now.
Don't you know I have a key by the 3 when the chirp shot? You know what? Y'all want to talk about? Oh, you remember whenever you could leave a voicemail on the beeper and it would spell it out for you? That was next level.
That was advanced back then.
You had to type in the right numbers, and then you could flip the beeper upside down, and it would be the right messages. Really, that's where they like hello and all this other type of shit. If you flip it upside down with the numbers.
Here's something that YNs don't even know about. Back in our day,
they don't know about
on
that
a road
right
trip, you had to print out fucking MapQuest directions. There was no GPS.
What you mean? When I started doing poetry in Houston, would have been 07, 11/4/07. Right,
I was on MySpace.
It wasn't no GPS and shit. I had to go on the MapQuest. I printed out all the different spots in Houston and how to get. And I taped them bitches together. I had a big tape together thing in Houston with all the different fucking poetry spots on it and where they was, and then I would outline how I was gonna get there. I'd be riding down the street looking at this motherfucking put together ass map on how I was gonna get to the goddamn poetry spot. And no GPS like talk about.
I got one for you. I remember back in 96, my dad was working in Florida, and he was working 2 hours away from Orlando. My dad was we were living 2 hours away from Orlando for the summer because my dad was he was building Animal Kingdom in Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
So
hang on. Your daddy built Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, he helped build
You
Animal
can't
Kingdom.
just gloss over no shit like that because I didn't even know that.
That's
And I've
pretty.
known you
That's
for a
actually
long
dope.
motherfucking time.
That's where you said that before.
Once Animal Kingdom was complete, we got free tickets to go to Disney World. Yeah, he was helping build Animal Kingdom. So what happened was he was helping build Animal Kingdom. They completed it that summer, but I say that to say this: we left home because we were 2 hours away. We left home and we used a fucking map to find our way to Disney World. These youngsters don't even know how to read a map. And then when we came back after that summer and moved back to Texas, we used a map to find our way back. It wasn't nothing say here, turn left, exit here, get on the feeder road, make a U-turn. There was none of that. We were like, shit, we're right here, and we're doing this. We got to get here. Oh man,
Maps and almanacs, man.
These YNs don't know how to use a compass.
Better be paying attention.
That's right. All you can do is laugh because you're gonna be like, damn.
Mr. Jim, what
Oh,
year
you
were you
telling
born,
me?
brother?
96.
Oh, damn.
God.
Damn.
96. All the classic Disney movies was already out.
And I got to enjoy them all.
By the time this nigga was 10 years old, Blockbuster was already gone.
Damn.
Facts.
No, it wasn't.
You don't know what it's
No, it
like.
wasn't.
Blockbuster night.
I know exactly how I feel to have a Blockbuster like.
Man, you had red box nights. I don't even want to get that nonsense.
Don't try to play me with that shit. Don't try to play me with that shit.
Bro,
I remember the buckets that looked like this that had the popcorn at the very bottom. With the,
when you were 10, Blockbuster was on its last legs.
I was still going.
Yeah.
What you know about Game Crazy?
Hey, Game Crazy.
Game Crazy.
We went to Hollywood, all that shit. Nah, come on.
But I remember.
I asked you one specific. What you know about Game Crazy?
And looking at the magazine
Game
in order to get cheat codes.
See, you don't know about Game Crazy.
I remember going to the book fair to get the G code book.
Yeah, trying to go.
Oh man,
we used to be in Kroger looking at the
Game Shark
Game Informer with a piece
Writing
of
them,
paper.
writing that shit down.
I ain't buying this shit. We gotta write this shit down.
I'm about to be that guy because he said
camera phone.
he said 1996, so I'm just gonna be that guy. So look, The Rescuers Down Under came out in 1990.
Wow.
Let's see. I'm looking at the iconic ones. Beauty and the Beast, 1991.
Mm-hmm.
hey, you ain't listen. You ain't even got
Three
to go.
Ninjas came out in 1992. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid came out in 92.
You ain't even got to go no more.
Mighty Ducks in 92.
movie of this man's lifetime was Shrek
Wow.
in
And that's
2000 or 2001.
I'm gonna expose Mr. Jim. I got one for his ass. He didn't get to watch the original Power Rangers when that nigga Tommy whooping everybody ass.
I did watch the original Power
You watched the reruns, nigga. You
I did watch
that
that
shit.
shit.
No, you didn't get to watch the debut
Tommy was
episode.
3 episodes in, kicking all their ass.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You had to watch reruns. We watched that shit live.
But and it was shameful too. Everybody was traumatized when Tommy got him out kicking everybody ass. Like what is going
Tommy
on?
was doing a number.
Listen,
Hey.
not that he just beat them all, but he kicked them all out the Megazord and took the Megazord.
Yeah,
and
like
ran
he
off
out
with it.
there with them niggas. Like, hey,
Jacked
hey.
down.
My grandmama gave me that
Everybody knew.
Megazord.
If everybody knew when that flute sword came out, shit
Oh.
was about to get real.
But
But let me take it back even earlier. Malcolm, you're gonna appreciate this. The very first Power Rangers were VR Troopers.
I remember VR Troopers.
VR Troopers.
the shit because it came up right out.
Beetleborgs.
I'm about to say
Beetleborgs
Beetleborgs.
is my shit. Big
Hey,
that you know
These
Beetleborgs.
YNs don't know what it was like to wake up on Saturday morning at 6:30 with your bowl of cereal, waiting for 7 o'clock for everything to come on.
And mad when you wake up late.
Hey,
Who's mad when they wake up on the Saturday?
y'all remember when DuckTales was on WB
I remember, yeah.
on a Saturday morning? Oh,
Yeah,
DuckTales, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
yeah.
Mr. Jen, I'm sorry to do this to you, but you
Power
grew up in
Rangers, Static
the era
Shock.
where it was Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, and granted, we were in the era too, but your younger
Pokemon.
era was like Yu-Gi-Oh,
yeah.
Digimon,
Yeah.
the second generation of Pokemon.
Beyblade.
Beyblade.
Hey,
I ain't
don't
never
not
watched that.
Beyblade.
We were in
Beyblade.
like middle school. We were like middle school when
Everybody
Beyblade was
can
a thing.
tell How old I am because I was just a little too old for all that shit y'all just named. That Beyblade shit, that Beetleborg shit. I was like, fuck that Beetleborg shit. I wouldn't watch no goddamn Beyblades.
Your last thing was when the Power Rangers went Zeo.
Yeah, that shit. What is these stars and circles on their helmets? Nigga? That shit
Yeah, that's Zio. Yeah,
it's definitely Zio.
That was Zio.
Yeah, that's about the time I was like,
Damn, he ain't even make it to Lost Galaxy.
Zio, they lost me at Zio, fam.
Lost Galaxy and in Space was like the last dope as hell ones. Like, yeah, that
nah,
was
like Lightspeed Rescue was cool.
like with the Titanium Ranger, he was dope. He was dope.
Yeah, Lightspeed Rescue was cool.
I think the last one I really like fucked with heavy was like SPD, when it was like low key cops, but they was kind of like not the kind of cops that assholes.
Yeah.
I like Dino Thunder. That's my last one.
Yeah, that's how I know you young. I kind of like Dino Thunder. Stop that. Gerald ain't go past Zio. So,
but bro, look, I'm gonna tell you this. There was the first original Power Rangers. Then they came back after they had that movie, and then they had the black girl as the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah.
They got their little ninja powers, right?
Ninja Ranger
the
powers.
Niggas lost their ninja powers. They lost me. I was too old. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta think I was a kid a long time before Power Rangers even dropped. Okay,
that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
But you understand how cold DuckTales was, but you do understand that.
Oh yeah, see, I was there for DuckTales, Darkwing
Duck,
all that shit.
It was some fire ass theme songs, boy. Darkwing Duck was fire.
Darkwing Duck for sure.
Yeah, did y'all hear DuckTales is the reason for Dragon Ball Z?
What?
Without DuckTales, it wouldn't be a Dragon Ball Z. Because the animator made... Yeah,
you realize how long ago Dragon Ball Z was written before it was on TV?
That's what it said. That's why.
The first season of Dragon Ball Z was done in 1990. It just didn't make it to English till 92, 93.
Well, I mean, DuckTales is well before the 90s, though.
Yeah.
He might be talking about like the animators on DuckTales animated Dragon Ball.
Animators on DuckTales inspired the creator for Dragon Ball.
Interesting.
Malcolm, I got a question for you,
watched a whole video about it.
So since you're a bit older than us, you must have started gaming like on the NES. What was it like seeing 3D graphics for the first time? Like, you know,
bro, the Mario 3D shit when Mario first on the Nintendo 64, it was mind.
Oh, Mario 64 was lit.
Mario 64 is still legendary.
Yeah, and then you got to think Crash Bandicoot had played. It was still linear, but it had the 3D effect to it. You still had room to walk in. You can go forward, back, left, and right on Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, you can blame on Spyro. Spyro was like that too.
Spyro was
Spyro was like
Spyro on Dreamcast was fire.
Crash Bandicoot fucked up the game for everybody.
Oh yeah.
I say everybody who played any other console had to go get a PlayStation once Crash Bandicoot dropped.
Yep.
Jet Moto too.
Jet Moto's my shit.
When PlayStation 1 first dropped, you either got Jet Moto or Crash Bandicoot with the console. You either got one of the two. You know what I'm saying? And Jet Moto was
too loud
because it was a racing game, but that bitch was 3D.
Yeah, y'all talking too loud because Mr. Jen up here, his prime time was probably Gran Turismo, the second one. You know,
I played Crash Bandicoot, I played Madden, all that shit on
the
original.
Yeah, you don't remember Crash Bandicoot being released though, dog. Come on.
I can't think of what the name of that shit. It was like a motorcycle game on Sega CD.
On the Sega
Road Rash
or something like that.
Road Rash, where you beat niggas with chains and shit.
Hell yeah, that's shit.
You got some gamers on this panel now.
Yeah, that was the first game that really came out that you had to have a disc.
Yeah.
Everything else was on cartridges before. They had
on that thing.
They had some other games on disc too, but like they wasn't jumping like Road Rash was. You know what I'm saying? But Sega CD, Road Rash was one of the first games they dropped on the disc because they had Road Rash on the console, the first one, but they dropped it on the disc when they dropped Sega CD.
You know what? I can have this conversation with you. I know I can have it with GQ, and I know I can have it with Outlaw. I don't know so much about Mr. Jen. You like Mr. Jen like 5 years behind us, but everybody talks about how revolutionary the PSP was, and everybody always talks about how crazy the Game Boy was. But do you remember the handheld Sega Genesis where you put the cartridge?
I had a Game Gear. That took about 18 batteries.
Yeah. You had to go to the Dollar General to get the batteries to afford how many you needed for that motherfucker.
And that shit was only going to last for one day because you was going to be playing it all day.
Not even the whole day.
How about this? Y'all remember when our parents used to tell us you can't play on the TV in the living room because it's going to mess up the colors on the TV? I know I ain't the only one that heard that crap.
It wouldn't mess up nothing.
They weren't lying. Them old TVs.
Obviously, we knew it wasn't going to mess it up. But they believe, oh, you gonna mess with the color on the TV playing that high definition.
If you moved your mama's antenna when she had it just right to capture all the channels clear, it was a fight.
Yeah, that too. Hey, but plus, if you leave that bitch pause too long,
it'll burn into it though.
It
will burn into it.
I got my ass whooped because she.
I
told you so confident. That's why I'm like, yeah, it will fuck up the colors on the TV because.
That's if you left it pause and didn't move it for like about 2 hours. That whole will like burn into like the image, and then that's your ass.
Yeah, it'll say pause for forever. But no matter what's on TV, that shit pause.
Oh man, good times.
That just means that means you remember the original big screen TVs when you needed 6 people to move that motherfucker.
Yeah,
because they were so damn heavy.
You was happy when you ran the one that had wheels on the bottom.
I'm telling you, when the Magnavox dropped them wheels, you was like, "Thank goodness."
Let me ask you this, Malcolm. How about this? I think everybody else on here. Well, Mr. Jen, I think Mr. Jen's still young enough. I know I'm not that much older than you, but I think he's still young enough to. What does Channel 3 mean to you?
Man, that's a game channel.
That's a game
channel. That's a game channel.
Yeah, you got to turn on Channel 3 for you to see the VCR, for you to see the Nintendo. Where you see the Sega, anything they plug in coax in the back of the TV.
Coax, I ain't heard that word.
That's how you know.
Coax. Anything that go into that coax jack.
Hey, you remember having to ground off the coax?
Say what?
You remember having to ground off the coax to give you the third? Oh my goodness!
What you mean? I'll plug into the coax and use that bitch as an antenna. Just start hanging the coax cable around the house trying to find.
I'll say something that I never figured out. I was not good at recording shit off like onto a VHS, like recording shit from TV. I never figured that shit out.
Oh man, look, my mama taught me about that. But my mom was cold with that.
The VCR had channels. You just had to change the channel to what the VCR needed.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, "Mama, come do this shit for me. I want to watch Rugrats again. Do this shit for me."
What was shame was I knew how to do it, but wasn't allowed to record nothing. That was an adult privilege.
Facts. We ain't gonna waste up all these empty VHS tapes on no damn cartoons.
Nah, but you remember how we used to pay Unc down the street and get that illegal cable.
Hey,
what you mean?
$75.
You get that cable box.
Like this big that you just got to put on the end of the cable cord.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it takes. You give you the free channel. You get HD.
Yeah, Matt, I already know about that one. I had it.
Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
You had to pick either Channel 3 or Channel 4, whichever one picked up the better channels.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and y'all gonna know. I hope y'all know this one.
Hey, yeah, I hope y'all know I'm finna eat on this also.
What was Channel 22 when we was kids?
Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that's Cartoon Network like a mother.
I had to ask.
Cartoon Network was 22. 41 was Disney, and 43 was Nickelodeon.
ESPN was 33.
Yep.
Because y'all motherfuckers had cable.
Okay, first of all, first of all, we had bootleg cable. We paid $75 once and had cable for like 7 months. That's the only way I could watch Raw.
You know what was on Channel 22 for me as a kid? Static.
But you know what was on Channel 20? UPN.
UPN like a motherfucker.
Hey, okay, so good cartoons too, though.
So I've been waiting to have this conversation with people that understand. Do y'all remember when the Rockets played on local TV on UPN?
Yes.
All you had to do is if you had cable, it was Channel 4. If you had antenna, it was Channel 20. And you could watch every single Rockets game on basic TV.
Regular TV.
I remember when the Rockets had their old stadium. Before there was a Toyota Center.
Oh, the Compact Center. Yeah. Compact Center.
And before Compact, it was the Summit in the 80s, and that was the same stadium.
Ain't the Compact Center? Ain't that Lakewood Church?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah, Lakewood.
Hey, speaking of Lakewood, do y'all remember at Lakewood Church We're here for you. We believe in new beginnings. We believe in you. Yeah, I know. See, every single one of y'all started cracking up because y'all know it.
that was on my girl. That was on my grandma TV.
Y'all remember when y'all had AB honor roll and they gave you Casa Olay coupons?
Yes.
Oh man, we used to enjoy that with the tokens. Oh yeah,
Yes.
come on.
Nah. Hey, Malcolm, do you remember Piccadilly's in the mall?
I remember,
the mall, man. Just the mall, period.
The mall in general.
Hey,
the mall in general.
Bro, I spent a lot of motherfucking meat Fridays at the mall as a kid.
Just Jacinto Mall, that was a spot.
I'm just saying.
That was the time to live right
Power
there.
play.
Foot action.
Movie theater.
The damn anime store.
Going upstairs and playing the little carnival area.
Guggenheim, yeah.
They had all the knives.
Oh, bro. Hey, first of all, as kids, we had no reason to be in Guggenheim. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
They had Final Fantasy. We had to play.
There was a smoke session in the back. You didn't know that.
We did.
We didn't know.
You sit there and say we ain't know that.
There was also there was a Spencer's in there for a little bit too, and we had no business walking in that motherfucker.
Oh, for sure.
Look, the famous Asian group.
Best suit stores in there.
Suitology.
Man, we still go.
Oh yeah, Suitology. Back then it was Estradas, and now it's Suitology.
Yeah,
Estradas was crazy.
The little
Estradas always had a
in the damn food court.
I mean, like, what is they doing with that space anyway? They say they finna build some shit over there, but like,
yeah, they I'll give them another 2 years.
The problem is, it was supposed to be but right before COVID hit, the same company or same investment group that owned like Baybrook Mall when they did that had owned the rights to that and was finna make another open top mall session.
Hold on, let's call them by the name. The name is Fidelis.
Whatever. But they were supposed to do that because it was supposed to be finished the December of the year that COVID hit, and then everything went to shit when COVID hit and everything shut down. So by December, we were supposed to have that type of mall in Baytown.
So
y'all wouldn't act right if y'all had a Jacinto Mall that looked like Baybrook Mall. Y'all wouldn't act right.
Listen, my brother, they gave us a Buc-ee's and a Saltgrass. We good.
And a Mambo's.
Steakhouse now.
We've always had Outback.
And then Red Lobster finally shut down.
I hope they bring that back. I miss them cheddar biscuits.
We lost Toys R Us, we brought it back. We lost it again. Then it became Big Lots, and we lost Big Lots.
What is it now? I can't remember.
We are about to get a Best Stop too.
Oh boy,
yeah, Best Stop is finally coming.
Everybody on here knows what Best Stop is, right?
Yeah, that Best Stop will be only.
You know what Best Stop is?
That's literally
So let's explain the Best Stop to Malcolm.
Yes,
you know what? I'll explain it since I go down there very often. So in Scott, Louisiana, right off the highway, past some goddamn rednecks and coon asses and gators and shit, there's this little meat market hole in the wall called the Best Stop. Whatever kind of wild ass animal meat that you want is gonna be in there. If you want some fresh cracklings, they in that thing. If you want you a big old country white woman, they in that thing.
There you go.
Yeah. If you would big back activities and boudin, it is in there, dog.
Gator boudin,
gator with boudin.
And the crazy thing is,
cheese boudin. It's
the Best Stop is going to be next to a Bojangles. So
yeah, bro. So they doing black people dirty.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell they get a Best Stop in Katy where the damn demographic is white and Asian.
Because white and Asian people love nigger food. I want you to understand that. They do. You can laugh all you want to, but it's the truth.
Mexican food all the time. That's like saying that we shouldn't have a Taco Bell.
Because those white people understand their food and cuisine ain't shit. Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm just hating because Katy always got all the shit before we get anything else.
They get everything.
Man, they get everything in Katy first.
You know what Katy didn't get? They didn't get a Miden's barbecue. Shout out to my uncle. If you don't know about Miden's barbecue, right there on 146, past Chambers County Courthouse, at Eats 146, it's a food truck park with my uncle's barbecue stand and coffee shop. And I
didn't know that was your uncle's.
Oh, you been to Miden's?
Nah, yeah. I was gonna go.
Yeah, that's
check out the whole floor.
Yeah, that's him. Malcolm know him. He probably just don't know that's his barbecue stand. But
I didn't know he had man over that way though.
Yeah, man specializes in brisket tacos and brisket and this and that. But we're gonna talk about that on another day. I want to get him on here so we could discuss that. My final question to you, Brother Malcom, and you know this. You know what my favorite poem is by you.
Let me see my son, or I just look like this. 1 and 2.
It's one of the two. I don't know which one it is, but you know, and this is one of you invented one of my favorite quotes of all time. And I need to know the history to this poem. Because it's always a hit. And my favorite quote by you is like, and I ain't shit, but shit, I ain't worthless.
Oh man.
Absolute bar.
I ain't worthless. You want to know something? I ain't said or heard that poem in a minute.
Love it. I absolutely love it. That's one of my favorites by you.
I can't remember the poem. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to go do some digging and actually find where I wrote it at. But the inspiration came because it was a while back when we was doing that We Ain't Shit. You know what I'm talking about? Was right. But the whole thought behind it, like, yeah, we ain't shit. We might do some. We might be that, but it don't mean that we ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worthless though. You know what I'm saying? So like, I might not be your cup of tea. I might not be your preferred flavor of Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? But I still have value though. I'm still Kool-Aid, bitch. I still got flavor in it, pop. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I just might not be what you like. I might not be the blue raspberry you prefer. You know what I'm saying? I might be the banana flavor of Kool-Aid that only fit a particular palate. You know what I'm saying? But it don't mean just because you don't like it, you don't get to treat me like I'm not worthless. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to treat me like I don't have value. You don't get to treat me like how you perceive me. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't like it and you would throw me away, don't make me trash. You know what I mean? And so that's what the inspiration for that whole poem was about. The whole poem, once I dig it up, I'm gonna be able to spit it for you. But the whole poem was like on some like, yeah, you can tell me the flaws you think I got, because I might got them. You know what I'm saying? But it don't devalue me at all to admit that I'm flawed. You know what I'm saying? One of the things where they can tell the difference between a moissanite diamond and a diamond. The reason they can tell the difference between a diamond created in a lab, that's what I'm going for. A diamond created in a lab and an actual diamond, right? It's because the diamonds that created in a lab are too perfect. They're too perfect. A real diamond has some type of imperfection somewhere in there. It's something that wasn't exactly perfect right because it developed naturally. A real diamond that was dug up, it's got something imperfection in there. Something. And lab-grown diamonds have none.
Brother Malcom.
The real thing, authentic, is never perfect. It's never.
Brother Malcom, it kind of reminded me of something the old man once told me. He said, $100 is $100. No matter if the $100 is covered in shit or been stepped on or been pissed on or whatever, that's still $100. You're gonna pick that bitch up if it's on the floor.
Exactly.
Yep.
Still $100. But see, the thing about this, right? So check it out, right? If I got $0 to my name, right? I look at that $100 and I see food. I see clothes. I see whatever my immediate need is. If I'm a drug addict, I look at that $100. I see my fix. If I'm a parent, I see my child's next meal. You see what I'm saying? If I'm $1 million, I see the shit that's on $100.
Okay. There's your punchline. Hey, you got your punchline. Goddamn it, you finally got it.
If I got $7 million, I don't give a damn about a shitty $100 bill. And so I'm not saying that anybody's wrong for what they seen when they see the $100. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like me as the shit covered $100 bill, if you feel like I'm not valuable, just keep pushing because somebody else gonna find me valuable and gonna spend me to feed their kids, and they're gonna appreciate it greatly.
It's an opportunity, no matter how you look at it.
Power to you. You just might not be the person for me.
Yeah.
I feel like you have another poem cooking in your head right now,
bro. Everything I say sounds like poetry.
that whole conversation is summed up into simply the word opportunity, because that's what it really boils down to. Like that's when you said when Micah said that, I saw your eyes spark up, which somehow that quote had second and third level metaphorical value to it. So then that's what, and when I was just listening to all you guys talk, it all came down to simply the foundation of that entire thing was opportunity. And why is that? Because Brother Malcom simply said, when I see $100, you know, if I'm a parent, I see my child's next meal, or if I'm broke, I see something I didn't already have. You see an opportunity. But then on the flip side of that, if I'm well off, you still see it as an opportunity, but just not for you. You see it as an opportunity for somebody else.
Yeah.
You have what you need, so you passed up that opportunity and allow somebody else to seize that opportunity. So it's still an opportunity at the end of the day.
It's a matter of perception. Definitely a matter of perception.
Hey, bars.
Yeah, any clothes for the naked man.
Oh, that's a bar for real.
No, because I don't give a damn how naked I am. I ain't putting on no bra. I mean, fucked up. Not any clothes.
It ain't gonna keep nothing warm. I ain't got big enough titties for a bra.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, excluding undergarments.
Please, I'm happy you said it like that, because these niggas acting brand new out here.
I'm not wearing a woman's bathing suit. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep my dick from being out. I got more pride in myself as a man than that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm just gonna let my dick be out. No.
I'd rather have to hold my balls in my hand.
If it ever get down to a situation you just butt ass naked and torn between being butt ass naked and having to wear a goddamn bikini, you're in a bad situation regardless. Like, why are you there in the first place? What happened?
I got some serious shit to think about, but it ain't putting on this goddamn bikini. They ain't part of the judgment process.
I will my best advice to you is stop trying to make sense out of this shit.
Oh no, he gonna find a way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
You know, first of all, I just want to say I appreciate you coming on. You know, I've been trying to make this happen for quite some time, bro. And it's not just because of I know you and I know what you do. It's because you know I'm a legitimate fan of you. I've heard you speak over and over again. I've DJed some events.
Yeah.
You know,
bro.
When you were speaking and you asked me in box to do this thing and this and that. So I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say thank you for giving us the exclusive. You know, so you will always be a dope poet to me because I've heard you time and time again, and there's nothing I've ever heard that wasn't good. You literally write with inspiration, like myself when I write music. You literally write with inspiration, and it's appreciated because in a society where we are now, people are told to suppress their feelings to write what they want to write about. But you are a groundbreaker, and you just like, look, I feel like this, I'm gonna write like this. It doesn't matter. So to get that now to this day is still refreshing.
That's
what a DoorDash.
That's me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I was like, I know I don't have no goddamn camera here. What the fuck?
Mine don't ring like that, so I was like, that's not me.
Yeah, bro. You know I'm a fan. You know I'm always be a fan. I think you're dope, and hopefully you continue in this space, and I want you to excel because I think you have a lot to offer the world. You are very talented.
Thank you.
At writing poetry, and I'm gonna keep following like I do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it greatly.
I want to come check out one of the shows. I'm curious about these upcoming shows, but I also want to take it a step further because, of course, we're in the month of February, coming up on the month of March and April and May, and we have a lot of specialty things coming up. So when we do set up some of these specials, I want to bring you on as a not interview situation. I just want to bring you onto the panel when we do some of these specialty shows because I'd like to hear your perspective because of where you are in your life. So it's always nice to have, we got, me being, I'll be 36 this year, you're older than I am. So hearing that perspective from someone that's older, but it still is going to tie into the entire conversation, especially when we talk about like men's vulnerability and men's mental health. I'd actually love to hear it from your perspective because like Outlaw and myself knew how it was to grow up with a male figure in our life that showed next to no emotion. Like it was like frowned upon
that
to show emotion.
That might be worse.
True.
That like really and truly like the absence of something might be bad, but the presence of something negative might be more poisonous than the absence of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I never even considered that.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Like, what's worse, having an absent father or a piece of shit father that's present?
Yeah, like what's worse? That's a hard. Like, I never even considered that. Like from somebody that's like from the absent father perspective. You know what I'm saying? My dad tried at the end of his life and then died. You know what I'm saying? So like I didn't know my dad until I was 11, and he was dead by the time I was 12. You know what I mean? So like I don't even know what it would be like to have like what you're saying, somebody that was like not really giving me the values that I probably should have gotten. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely here to further conversation. You know what I mean?
Me and my brother got some interesting perspective on fatherhood because of our father, and not to make any disparaging remarks about our father. We love our father, but it's just the man we know today was not the man that he was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Life happens.
But I tell people like the only thing guaranteed about life is change. It's the only thing guaranteed. I mean, of course, you got to be born, so that's guaranteed. If you wasn't born, you ain't here, right? And you're gonna die. By what I believe, there's only very few exceptions to that. Even Jesus died. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's few exceptions to this destiny. So like, you're gonna be born, you're gonna die, and everything in between there is gonna change. That's the only guarantee. Change is so guaranteed that all you got to do is wake up tomorrow for it to happen. If you wake up tomorrow and the same shit is going on, then you are actively doing something to make that happen. No matter how positive the repeat or how negative the repeat is, if you wake up tomorrow and the same shit is going on, you did something to make sure that the same shit was going to happen. If it's bad shit that keep happening, trust me, it's your fault. If it's the same shit. If it's good shit that keep happening, trust me, it's your fault. Because consistency takes effort. No matter what area consistency is happening in, if it's consistently happening, it takes effort. Consistency takes effort. Consistency doesn't happen on accident because change is guaranteed.
This man's spitting.
The way that was tied together.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, Mr. Gent, kick us off with our, as we like to call them, our final thoughts.
Nah, another great show. I didn't enjoy just listening, honestly. I like the way your mind works, Malcolm.
Appreciate it.
But nah, y'all tune in next week. We probably got another fire ass show. Y'all follow us on all the socials, and y'all have a good night, man. Y'all good the rest of the week.
Outlaw, bring us back.
Oh shit, man! It's nice to see y'all again, man. It's been a hot minute since I've been on the panel, and I'm back. If y'all missed me, great. If y'all didn't miss me, fuck you. I don't know. Brother Malcolm, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. You like my brother Mr. Gent said, you got a wonderful mind, and it's just I love hearing you speak, and I want to see you come back on the show. You know, no more interview. I just want you to, you know, just come back and keep spitting what you got on your mind. You know.
Well, for anything going forward, as you know, I know Brother Malcom. Hey, GQ will probably attest to this. Let's invite him out on Easter to the Easter show. You know we're gonna do something big on Easter Sunday. GQ he always does crawfish and shrimp and mushrooms and things like that for Easter Sunday.
And the bounce house.
We stepping it up. We adding the crab to the mix this year, so we stepping it up a little bit. So there will be crab this year too.
And you know I'm always DJing, so you know I'm gonna be out there DJing. Acting.
The crawfish cooker gonna be going. The smoker gonna be going. The Blackstone probably also gonna be going. There's gonna be a lot of propane going on.
Every year I bring a propane tank. I plan on bringing a propane tank again this year. So, yeah, bro, come through for Easter. Just I want to extend the invite for you. And LXG says, hold up. God damn it. We have a whole bar here, and come through and chill with us.
A whole bar and a whole bartender.
I feel like you're one of the few that should be highlighted for you being a dad and you doing what you're doing. And that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get you on the podcast, because you're just, bro, like, honestly, you are great at what you do for both of your professions, and we wanted to get you on the podcast because of that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna pass that baton to you, Brother Malcom, and your final closing thoughts for today's show.
Oh man, hey, appreciate y'all having me out. I'm glad that y'all have invited me, because now I don't have to invite myself. I already planned on saying to y'all, hey, y'all got to have me here more often. I got some shit to say. I would like to be a part of the conversation if y'all had me. So just throwing that little bug out there, but I appreciate y'all. Again, I do want to say March 29th, I do have a poetry show. April 6th, I do have a poetry show. So y'all holler at me on Facebook, Malcolm Alexander, on Instagram, the Malcolm Alexander, and see about me buy them tickets. And again, appreciate y'all for having me out. You know what I'm saying?
We love that. Per usual, guys, another outstanding interview series. We love peeling back the curtains on people that you see in their element, but being able to see them in a much more toned down environment and learn about their backgrounds, about their stories. One of the main reasons why we enjoy doing what we do on this particular show. And of course, you heard him already say it, and I'm going to say it the way we say it in the community. Brother Malcom, you invited to the cookout. So that's, we
facts
official. So that way for those who know, we got about 2 days left of this month, this wonderful month that has been good to us. But y'all be on the lookout, man. We got a lot more stuff coming down the pipe for y'all. We are building some relatively insane shows that are going to be coming up over the next month. I've been cooking. I've been sending a lot of stuff in the chat. Me and Mike have had a lot of sidebar conversations. So shit's about to get real. March Madness is also around the corner, so you already know how me and Mike are finna get about that shit. So, of course, as per usual, tomorrow, y'all tune in for PVT with DJ Micah B, with with Moo, and with Willie. We just had Willie on last week. Ain't no telling what kind of shit they're going to be talking tomorrow. And, of course, on Friday, the best damn football show on the internet and Inside the Huddle, talking that ish. It is officially combine season, so we finna break down everything going into the combine, getting ready for the draft, getting ready for free agency, because the league year opens up March the 12th. So, everything you want to know about football, check them out Friday Inside the Huddle. And, of course, come back here on Monday for Basket to Basket for all things basketball. And, hey, come enjoy your favorite pastime on a Wednesday with Gentlemen's Talk. And as per usual, ladies and gentlemen, we love to chat. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we are
motivation, and you inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck